Hello, welcome and thanks for choosing this video. When it comes to selling stuff on eBay, most sellers would have the business mindset of the more you have on your list, the more you can sell. What you didn't know is that there's more to eBay than meets the eye. There is so much more you can do with eBay instead of selling stuff from your own list. That being said, let me share with you several strategies that you can do to sell stuff that you don't even have to entirely own it to sell it out. Perhaps one of the most basic ways and the most applied way of making money on eBay by sellers, which is selling collectibles, antiques, and memorabilia in specific categories on eBay for the highest market prices. Generally, any eBay seller out there that sells collector's items is usually well versed with what they're selling because it could be their hobby or interest. This is the part where you should start, and that's where you will make the most money using this strategy. Do more in-depth reading in your field to widen your knowledge and get as much good reference material and price guides as you can. Now, if you have sufficient knowledge and experience in the items, what can you do to maximize your income selling antiques, collectibles, and memorabilia on eBay? If you're listing items for sale using eBay's provided selling form, you're actually losing money here. What you should do is get an eBay listing software and save each listing you make. Through this method, when you're ready to sell the same item or similar item again, all you have to do is press a couple of keys to list. Check out Shooting Star software now to list auctions and track post-auction management, which is available at this site, www.foodogssoftware.com. This software allows you to save every listing on your hard drive, and it includes free auction counters. Moreover, this software allows you to make unlimited listings, not just on eBay, but on other e-commerce sites as well, such as Amazon. There are various softwares out there today for you to try out, ever since auction selling has become popular in the internet. Generally, any software company out there will offer 30 days before you have to buy or register, which is good. There's also software out there that is offered free, but the features certainly cannot be compared to paid software. Now, that being said, search and try out the software and see which one complements well with you. When I state how to sell stuff you don't own, what it really means is selling other people's stuff, such as antiques, collectibles, or even other eBay sellers' items for a percentage of the hammer price. You can handle tasks such as determining the best photo to use, creating the descriptions of the listed item, handling the transaction, and shipping process. To earn back the effort that you put out, you can charge for 10 to 20% or more of the hammer price after cutting down the eBay fees. You can use the net listing where the owner says to you, all I want to get out of this sale is $50. You can keep whatever you get over that. The low minimum bid method may not work in this situation, and you'll probably require making it a reserve auction or kickstart the auction at $60, that's 50 plus 20%, with no reserve. If it fails to sell, make sure you get a refund for eBay's listing fees or get them up front from the owner. A short contract between you and the owner is essential. An attorney will be more than willing to help you put one together that you can use. Use it over and over again by photocopying it and filling in the details with every new client. Check with your attorney before doing this to prevent any legal problems from occurring. There shouldn't be many problems with doing this, and there are people out there who practice it and make lots of money not just for himself but for the clients as well. It's pretty much a win-win situation between you and the owner. All you have to offer is your technical expertise, and the owner provides the merchandise. It's as simple as that. To find a client, all you need to do is search eBay Seller ID, Top Cat, to see his or her listings. 99% of the items he or she is selling are on consignment from other antique dealers. Arbitrage is basically a method used in the stock market by big players who search for price discrepancies from a single market to another. This method is even repurposed and applied in the eBay marketplace. All you need to practice this method is to specialize in the item you desire to sell. Add depth to your knowledge, read more books, study anything related to your field. That way you see the item, you understand all the features from top to bottom compared to other sellers out there that provide an overview explanation or a description of the item. From there, you can turn around and sell the item on eBay Gain for a nice profit due to the fact you fully understand its true value, comprehensive description of the item, better quality pictures with various angles of the item, instilling great confidence to the bidders that you know what you're selling. That's basically what eBay arbitrage strangle is. What you should do to take opportunity of the eBay's market on the buying side of the trade. Create a list of search items that will help you seek out items that you're interested in. Take, for instance, when you search for a limited edition gaming mouse. Always have a list of terms in a text file on your computer, and all you have to do is copy and paste the keywords into eBay's search window. When you're coming up with a list of items, use terms that a person who's familiar with what they have listed would use. For example, the limited edition gaming mouse, search on limited edition glow-in-the-dark mouse. Always make your search terms obvious. Once you've found an item that you know you can make a profit out of it, bid early and enter the highest bid you're willing to pay. Do not ever go back and enter another bid. That's a straight path to losing your money. If you get it at your preferred price or better, good. If not, the item goes beyond your highest determined price, just forget it and move on to the next item. It's very easy to have bids on 50 to 100 items at one time. If you win 10 or 20 out of 100, you're actually doing very well. When it comes to searching for certain items that are not sold at retail stores, your best bet is to look for it at the local auction house or during an online search. That being said, let's look into what kind of places you should keep an eye out. Yard sales, a great place to buy cheap and rare items. Generally, you don't have to spend much time looking for auction merchandise at yard sales unless you're looking to buy conventional items. Rummage sales, similar to yard sales, but they are run by NGO. Charitable fundraising sales and auctions. These sales are run by volunteers of an organization who are trying to raise money. Most of the items are donated to the organization, where the items are priced and tagged before auctioning. Estate sales, usually conducted when the estate wants to get rid of old items to pay off outstanding debts or just to cash in the items. The Salvation Army, reasonable place to look for eBay merchandise, and they are reasonably priced occasionally. Used bookstores, generally when certain books do not make any sales and they're just eating up storage space while trying to stock in new books, store owners would usually sell it for below the market price. This is a great opportunity to snag some books that are highly sought after in the market if you have knowledge of it. Mail order sources. There are various booksellers and glass dealers and other antique dealers out there who would only do business by mail. Get on as many mailing lists and ask for as many catalogs as you can. There will always be bargains from time to time, and it's generally worth getting the catalogs even if you never buy anything, because they offer important market information and description of the items. $1 stores. Yes, $1, but the items are either books or merchandise. New stores. You can find good stock in new stores at the main sales table. At times, the items such as closeouts or specials can be bargain. At times, the item once purchased are not returnable. Shows and fairs, generally run by associations in which members of the organizations can display their items. Usually, they hold them at large halls at places such as a university, hotel, or convention center, or even an auditorium. The Internet. Pretty much the only place that you can find any item that you search for. Hello, welcome and thanks for choosing this video course. In this video, we're going to talk about the solo ads business. So what does it mean by solo ads? Curious? Let's dive in and know more about it. Solo ads, also called email marketing, it is a business tool that enables you to communicate with your staff, your suppliers, and your customers by sending out emails. When considering a definition for email marketing, there are a number of ways to define it, from the broad to the specific. Here are some key components to what a successful email marketing campaign does. Direct mail, emails that are sent directly to current and potential customers. Retention email, frequent and regular emails are sent out to current customers. Email-placed ads, marketing ads are placed within emails sent by others. Let's look further at each of these components. Direct emails, it is a call to action on the part of the customer. Let's say you receive an email from a business. You may or may not have heard from them, and you may have never signed up for any of their email lists. Businesses can obtain these lists by buying them. Either way, the business sees you as a potential customer and wants to entice you with a good deal. You may even have done business with them before, and they want to do business once more by offering something you might be interested in, or a better deal than before. The purpose of direct emails is to be promotional. They might offer you a product or service, or they ask you to sign up for something. Potential customers are more likely to get these types of emails. Retention emails. Retention emails are the equivalent of printed newsletters. While still promotional in nature, retention emails attempt to retain customer loyalty by offering the customer something. This could range anywhere from coupons to up-to-date news on the latest products. These types of emails are sent out on a regular basis. It could be a weekly or monthly basis, but usually the business tries to send out emails weekly to retain customer interest. Email-placed ads. Another way to do solo ads is to get some advertisement space with another email. Many times businesses that send out retention emails reserve space for other businesses to place their advertisement. This can be beneficial for you as a business, especially if you have studied the demographic that you're marketing to and the potential customers you could gain. Knowing what other types of businesses your potential customers go to and listen to is a great advantage because it allows you to strategically place your ads in emails and get clicks. It is also a benefit for the business with which you have had an ad placed because they'll know that their emails are being read, and they can also do a bit of analytic work to determine where their customers are clicking. Simply put, yes, email marketing works. Of course, there is the stigma of spam that keeps people wondering whether or not email marketing is still effective. Email marketing, just like other forms of internet marketing, such as social media marketing, it is fast-paced and must be adapted. As you can see, many companies put quite an investment in their email marketing campaigns. They're willing to spend the money because they've seen the return on their investment. Your email marketing campaign can also be monitored once you have sent out the emails to customers, both current and potential. The data can be analyzed in a number of ways, including web analytics, downloads, search inquiries, and visits to promotional events and offline stores. The growing complexity of today's email marketing has created a deeper need to carefully consider the creative aspects of your email messages. While the need for quality and effective design has always existed from a pure marketing standpoint, challenges that are unique to the email space require a different look at creative from the perspective of accomplishing specific goals via email. This module introduces several critical parameters that could be given creative consideration and provides tactics to optimize creative for maximum results. The facts. Research that analyzes how people view emails indicates marketers have 3 seconds to catch readers' interest. That's a limited amount of time to make an impression, inspire readers to keep reading, and get them to complete your desired action. Compound that data with additional research that suggests readers keep at most 8 brands in their inbox at one time, and it's clear that the need for great creative is paramount to your email marketing success. Dimensions. Another consideration is the width of your email messages. Depending on screen resolutions, the email message that fits nicely on your screen may require horizontal scrolling on someone else's screen. Besides the annoyance factor, if any of your important content is hidden by the scroll, your readers may miss it and not read further. If you keep the width to 600 pixels or smaller, the vast majority of readers will see your full message within their screen. Although it is possible to use a variable width instead of a fixed width to accommodate all resolutions, variable widths do not hold items static within the message. Text and images will slide back and forth across the screen to accommodate screen size. Variable width email messages are not recommended. Images. Images are obviously an important aspect of your design as they draw interest and help communicate your message. So the bigger the better, right? Well, not necessarily. There are several factors to consider when using large images. One is load time. Large images take more time to download than smaller images. While a growing number of internet users connect to the internet with broadband, you'll certainly annoy and possibly lose the interest of someone with a slower connection who has to wait for your images to download. One way around this is to slice a large image into smaller images. Another aspect to consider is how your email message will look to someone who has images disabled in their email client. If you don't have any text above the fold and your reader has images disabled, all they will see when they first open or preview your message is a large gray box. For readers to even view your message, you're relying on them to take an action and enable images to be downloaded. If readers don't have a compelling reason to do so, they may very easily discard your message without reading it. Let's continue to the remaining parameters. Rich media. Advances in online media technology have enabled you to do some pretty cool things on the web. For instance, flash-embedded video and audio. But do these technologies transfer to the email marketing world? In some cases, they might. The important step in determining whether to use rich media in email is to take a close look at your audience. Will they be able to view Flash? And if they are they more likely to respond to Flash? If the answer to both of these questions is yes, then it certainly makes sense to test. However, you'll find that being able to view Flash and other rich media consistently in different email clients is not common. Flash is not supported in many email clients. Specifically, Microsoft Outlook 2007 does not support Flash or video. Even with email clients that do support rich media, your audience may not yet be ready to receive this new technology via email, and using it could affect response rates. Another factor to consider is the ability to track activity generated by rich media. Landing page considerations. Getting readers to click on links in your email is your first goal. Your second goal is to convert those clicks into a desired action. Increase your conversions with a well-designed landing page. Although this is not a module about landing pages, we'll list a few things to keep in mind when designing your landing page. Match the message and elements of your landing page with your email message. For best results, repeat the headline from your email message at the top of your landing page. This gives visitors a feeling of familiarity and comfort. It tells them that they've arrived at the right place. Create a single path to your offer. Your landing page needs to be designed to prevent visitors from wandering away from the path you want them to take. Therefore, eliminate unneeded elements, such as links to other resources, navigation bars, etc. Keep visitors focused on completing the desired action. Viral opportunities. A recent survey by Sharp Partners found that almost 90% of adult Internet users share content with others via email, and the respondents are forwarding frequently. 3 out of 5 said they shared content at least once a week, and 25% reported doing so even more frequently. Encourage your readers to do the same by providing a clearly visible "Forward to a Friend" button in your email. The most common placement for this is the top right corner. If your emails are business-to-business in nature, use "Forward to a Colleague." This also allows you to track how many people are forwarding your email and to know who your top supporters are. Optimizing email creative is both an art and a science. It should also be a never-ending process. Our best recommendation for optimizing the creative for your email messages is to take a close look at your messages and try to implement a few of the areas noted. After you've made some changes, track the results and optimize a few more areas. It's better to make progress in small, manageable steps than to wait and plan for a long-term change that never comes to fruition. If examined on a regular basis, email creative can be a major contributor to the growth and success of your email marketing efforts. Hello, welcome and thanks for choosing this video. When it comes to finding vendors, most people would use Facebook as the main platform. This is due to the fact that it's so much easier to stay connected, not only just to the vendors, but other buyers as well. Not to mention, it's even more convenient to determine which vendors have the right niche of subscribers that suits your solo ad campaign. Let's jump into the module, shall we? Compared to using Google Search or solo ad membership sites, Facebook Group is perhaps one of the best mediums for you to find the most compatible solo ad vendor for you. It's also a great platform for both buyers and solo ad vendors to provide or gain first impression of a vendor. Through these groups, you gain access to other users' comments and the results they have gained from the solo ad vendors. That being said, there are various subgroups you can find in Facebook, and it's pretty easy to find a group. Now, to find a group, there are several keywords that you can use to find certain groups. 1. Testimonial. 2. Marketplace, 3. Traffic, 4. Traffic directory, 5. Group, 6. Tested, 7. Online market. These are the select few top keywords that are used to search for solo ad groups. Even though there are various groups to join, there are 2 things that you need to keep an eye out for. Firstly, to determine whether the group is still active or not. This is to ensure the group is still consistently getting updated from other members about solo ad vendors regarding feedback and status. Generally, smaller subgroups are the ones that potentially end up losing steam and go inactive, but it's best to check the group's latest posting through the timeline section. Secondly, go through the timeline posts to see the posting environment. What I'm trying to say is that any drama or conflicts being posted, spam or irrelevant posts, and toxic negative comments. If any of these issues are present in the group, it's best to move on and find the next group. Generally, most groups with administrators or moderators would do their job to moderate the group, and that's a good group to join in on. Even though most of the testimonials posts are positive, a majority of the posts are mostly done by other solo ad vendors and not the buyers. It's widely practiced by new vendors if they want to build reputation the fastest and easiest way. Chances are their list may even be similar to other vendors out there that help out each other as well. Generally, it's not a bad thing, but their list may become saturated instead of being a niche list of subscribers. If you're aiming for a niche list of subscribers, look for new vendors as their lists are not saturated with other solo ad vendors. You can easily determine it by their testimonials, the quantity of their sales, or even their referrals. That being said, you can still opt for mainstay vendors, especially those with positive reviews from various people's testimonies. I can't exactly point out each and every group due to the fact that there are tons of Facebook groups out there to join. The least I can do is recommend several groups that you should join. Solo Ad Testimonials, one of the groups with the highest amount of members, with over 26,000, so it's easier for you to find the right vendor that suits your niche. Other groups such as Solo Ads and Ad Swaps and ClickBank Testimonials are part of the groups with higher amounts of members, reaching over 10,000 as well. Even though groups with high amount of members could potentially widen your exposure for your ads, the results may still vary depending if the subscribers are compatible. If you're looking for a close-knit group with group members that only have over several thousand members or less, it may prove to be fruitful to you if you manage to get the right vendor. Check out Solo Ads Empire if you're looking for a private group instead. Besides looking for the right groups and vendors, the most important aspect when being part of a group is to abide to the group's rules and regulations. When it comes to posting, always follow the format that's been regulated for member posts, and only post certain content that is allowed depending on the group, such as testimonials or buying clicks only. Moreover, any post that requires in-depth details, such as funnel clicks or clicks banked, is required to be stated. Furthermore, always ensure the group rules regarding posting certain unrelated posts, such as clicks for sale, bank clicks, or affiliate links, is allowed or not. When it comes to post frequency, find out how many posts are allowed in a certain day or time frame to determine if a member is considered a spam or not. But posting for members are only limited to a single post per day. Last but not least, check any vendors that you're interested to conduct business with, either through the administrators or just checking out their blacklisted members page, just to ensure the vendor is not a scammer or a fraud. Hello, welcome and thanks for choosing this video. Have you ever thought about where and who I can choose the solo ad vendors? Most of the time, people would usually opt for the top solo ad vendors, but in fact, the proper way to find the best solo ad vendor is the one that suits you. So, without further ado, let's start our module. When it comes to finding the right solo ads vendors to help you with email advertising, chances are you'll find yourself not getting the results you expected to find. In this case, most of the time, you'll realize that the promises that the vendors provided are not 100% certain that they would deliver. With the growing trend of using solo ads, the market's pretty much filled with various solo ads vendors, which are either new or old. Moreover, the policy is pretty much conducted through advanced payment for their services, with no refund policy, And in this case, assuming your solo ads did not work out, you'll find yourself losing a whole lot of money. Now the key question is, how do I find the right players to run my solo ads? First of all, you need to find a vendor that has a list of subscribers that fills in your niche. Generally, any solo ad vendors out there have their very own personal sales page or a Facebook page to keep in touch with their subscribers. That being said, how do you exactly find them? Now, there are three ways for you to find them. One is through Google search, Facebook groups, and solo ad membership sites. With Google search, you could search for your niche plus solo ads. Even though it takes 1 to 2 steps to finding a solo ad vendor, it still isn't recommended to rely 100% off the top 3 search results and what the vendors offer from their sales pages. The second method you could try is Facebook groups. Similar to Google search, just type in solo ads in the search field and you'll find them. Compared to Google search results, you'll see that the Facebook groups results shows that the solo ad vendors are testified based on the Facebook group community members. This is one of the best ways to gain results on how good the vendor is with his or her subscribers. The third and last method you could try out is solo ad membership sites. There are various sites that you can sign up for, whether you want to buy, sell solo ads, or do both. You can try out solochecker.com, which is free, and you may just find yourself several top vendors suited for your business there. Most of the vendors offer solo ads at an affordable price compared to their actual price shown on their sales page. And most of the time, they can deliver the clicks at the same day within several hours. Now that being said, the results may affect traffic you'll get, and it's quite hard to stay in touch with the sellers before booking your solo ad. Moreover, there are chances that the vendors at Solo Checker will not stick around with the business in a long-term basis. Additionally, there will be blacklisted vendors there that conduct fake traffic, so it's best to check through all the essential details with any particular vendors that you do so desire to conduct business with. Another site that you could consider is the Udemy.com site, which you can buy and sell solo ads. Moreover, Udemy, they offer ad swaps and click banking services, which is a great thing if you already have a list of subscribers. Most important, always be wary when searching for solo ad vendors and check through all the necessary details. The TrafficMonopoly.com, which is a relatively new site, is also a good choice to search for solo ad vendors. You can even get good discounts from premium solo ad vendors as well. Compared to other membership sites, they have a contract with over 90 top solo ad vendors, and you can get a lifetime for only a single payment, which is a great benefit. This is a crucial step to ensure the solo ad vendor is legit and still active, as it has been known there are fake solo ad vendors out there, as well as inactive ones. There are several aspects that you must look into before you could come into a conclusion if the vendor is good. First, are those testimonials legitimate or fake? Are they from their sales page or through Facebook group posts and comments? Most important is checking out the video testimonials, as they're not exactly an easy way for vendors to fake those. Secondly, are the testimonials old or recently updated? Has anyone ever received sales? What are the terms and conditions? Can you use your own email swipe? Lastly, do they add new subscribers to their list daily? Now, when it comes to contacting solo ad vendors, there are only 2 aspects that you need to go through to decide if he or she is the right vendor for your business. First and foremost, always use their preferable way to contact them. Usually, they would have contact info listed at the bottom of their sales page. Generally, solo ad vendors prefer to get contacted through Skype messaging, which is a really good way to converse in real-time conversation without the need to waste time waiting for a reply, be it through email or social media chat messages. The second aspect is to ask questions. Just like conducting an interview, the 3 main points that you must cover is their speed of delivery, cost per click, and their tier-type traffic. You can find the answer to these 3 main points at their sales page. If they don't, feel free to ask them. Always ask questions that determine if the solo ad vendor is suitable to help out with your business. This is to ensure if the solo ad vendor is able to accommodate to your solo ad campaign as well as your outcome, for how many subscribers and front-end sales you'll gain. Now that being said, it's best to get subscribers that are highly engaging into your mailing list. 1. How long have you been in the business? Similar to ice breaking, you may come to understand more of his business background, as well as solidifying how long he or she has been in business, as well as his or her credibility. 2. Who is on your list? This allows you to come to understand if their list of subscribers actually complements your business or not. Cover all the specific details to ensure that his or her subscribers are the right market for you. 3. Did your subscribers double opt-in? This question will give you an indication whether his or her subscribers are responsive or not in terms of opening their emails. 4. Is your list built on paid traffic only? Assuming you're also running your own list of subscribers, if the solo ad vendor subscriber list is identical to yours, there is no other reason to run a business with the same traffic source. 5. Will my offer suit your list? Similar to question 2, but instead this question is directed towards his thoughts if your solo ad is compatible to his or her list. This is to build up more insight and perspective before you kickstart your solo ad campaign. 6. Do you add fresh leads daily? This is to determine if the vendors have added in any new leads into their sales page. Fresh leads that are added regularly will be able to prevent a saturated traffic. 7. Will you send to your list only? This is to reaffirm that the vendor's lists are actual people that would click to the email. 8. Do you use rotators? A very important question. This is to determine if the vendor is actually running any script that would redirect your original link to a different solo ad buyer landing page. 9. Will you send my swipe or your own? To have an even concrete proof that the vendor is not using a rotator, this question is to ensure the vendor is using your swipe, which you could sign up to their list. 10. Can I see the swipe you're going to use? I follow up to the question number 9 if the vendor does not show his or her swipe. This is a red flag for you to avoid buying from them. Chances are the vendor's not answering your question number 8 honestly. If the vendor shows you the swipe, you can improve the subject line of the first email in your sequence and landing page headline. This is to meet their expectations and use similar or exact words. Hello, welcome and thanks for choosing this video course. In this video, I'll be talking about mindset conditioning on how to raise emergency money. There are just a few things that you might want to tuck in the back of your mind for your freelancing productiveness. These are some aspects on how you can work with your mindset conditioning to ensure you do not experience burnout in the process of working to raise emergency money through freelancing. Having to raise emergency money. I know that you're either in a rather tough financial situation now or you're just out there wanting to get some extra cash. Regardless of your purpose, you should emphasize on being calm and less desperate. Your attitude affects how good or bad you will perform, and your performance will determine your results. What you believe in and how you feel strongly about things will influence the way you react to them. Having a positive mindset means acting in a positive way. For example, you send out 10 applications and got 10 rejections today. The same thing happens tomorrow. On the third day, you'll expect rejection again. And this belief will create a future of failure because you hang on to that losing attitude. It will form a psychological effect where you're expecting it to happen before it really does. Positive thinking really works wonders. When you feel good, you work well and create better results. It's like a giant wave that gives you only the good things in life. While you cannot avoid negative feedback and rejection, you can look at these objectively and use what you learn from it to keep on target. You learn fast from these failures so you can succeed faster. You just need to stay calm and continue hustling. It will eventually come to you. Like I mentioned before in the earlier video courses, freelancing is a numbers game. You just have to hustle hard in getting yourself out there to appeal to clients to hire you for jobs. When you first start off, it's nothing you can do to gain immediate project credibility as compared to other experienced freelancers. So if you want to compete, you have to do it along other margins, namely price and completion time. If you can offer lower prices and fast delivery times, there's a good chance you'll get selected every once in a while. Another important thing to keep in mind is that you will not be selected for most of the projects you bid on. In fact, when you start, you can expect to get rejected at least 75% of the time. Don't use this as a reason to give up. Instead, continue to post on all projects that seem reasonable given your skills, and get comfortable with the idea that you won't always be selected. As you complete more projects and get more feedback, your acceptance rate will improve. So when you start making money, save some to eventually build a real business. You can make some good money through working freelance. When things start to go well, you'll be making some money, probably way more than the emergency cash you wanted to earn initially. This is the golden time to expand your career. You can multiply the amount of money if you are determined to build a real business. Create a budget, both personal and business. You can seek advice on the expenses that people typically have freelancing in your area of interest and use that as a basis. Then save up accordingly. Build up a big fund to start your own business. If you follow through your budget planning and make serious cuts in your spending, along with diligently saving some money, you should now have a nice surplus of money coming in each month. Don't be tempted to spend it. Instead, sock it all away into a savings account. In fact, do it automatically. Instruct your bank to automatically transfer a healthy amount each week into a savings account on your behalf. A lot of freelancers start out small and eventually grow into working their very own business. The reason is simple: because they can and they make money. Freelancers work the same way as any other office workers. You work in front of the computer as well, sometimes even longer hours than normal office workers. And the best thing is you get to choose the assignment and take the amount of jobs you want. You can plan your finances accordingly and use the money for greater things. So remember, save up and you can start your own real business with fixed income or even more.